Ilaris was the kind of town where dreams went to fade, a place where life moved fast for some and stood painfully still for others. Mira, 26 years old, was one of those caught in the stillness. Mira, once a promising art student with dreams of showcasing her work in galleries, now finds herself trapped in a life she never imagined. Saddled with crushing college loans for a degree that didn't open a single door, she's been forced to trade her paintbrush for a diner apron. Exhausted and overworked, Mira spends her days serving demanding customers for minimum wage, barely scraping by as her unpaid rent and mounting debts loom over her. Her sketchpad, once her sanctuary, now gathers dust, a silent reminder of the dreams she's too tired to chase.
Hey! I've been waiting forever.
I'll be right there.
Her exhaustion was visible in every step, every forced smile. But tonight, fate had decided to push her further. She rushes to the kitchen, only to be stopped by her boss, arms crossed and looking stern.
Mira, I need to talk to you.
Can it wait?
No. Look, I'm sorry, but I have to let you go. Business is slow.
What? No, I need this job. I can work more hours.
I wish I could, but it's out of my hands.
With just a few words, everything Mira had relied on slipped away. She left the diner, her heart as heavy as the rain that soaked her to the bone. She felt invisible, forgotten, like the world had simply moved on without her. But the universe has a funny way of intervening when you least expect it. Adrian Blake wasn't the kind of man who stopped for strangers. A billionaire by 35, he'd spent years building a life where efficiency and control were everything. But something about the young woman on the bench stopped him in his tracks. Adrian approaches Mira.
Miss, are you all right?
I'm fine. Just leave me alone.
Sitting in the rain, crying doesn't look fine to me.
Adrian looks at the sketch pad on the bench getting ruined in the rain. He opened it and found beautiful sketches in there.
That's a beautiful sketch pad. Do you draw?
Why does it matter?
He didn't know her story yet, but he saw something familiar in the way her shoulders shook, the way she hugged herself against the cold. He had been there once, long ago.
It matters because I think art says a lot about a person. And I think you're more talented than you realize.
Why do you care?
Because I've been there.
Yeah, right. You, in your fancy car and perfect coat, have been here?
Not here exactly, but I know what it's like to feel like everything's falling apart. Let me help.
Mira didn't trust easily. Life had taught her better than that. But there was something in Adrian's voice, steady, unshaken, that made her pause. Maybe, just maybe, she could accept his help. Mira hesitates, then sighs and nods. Adrian helps her into his car. The world Adrian lived in was far removed from Mira's. A world of glass walls and polished floors. A world where everything had its place. Mira felt like a stain on its perfection. But Adrian saw none of that. He saw potential.
Why are you doing this?
Because no one did it for me when I needed it.
And now you're a saint?
Hardly, but I know how to rebuild when everything feels broken.
You don't even know me.
I know enough. You've got talent. I saw your sketch pad.
You really think so?
I sure do. It's incredible. So, why aren't you selling your work?
Because no one cares about a nobody like me.
You're not a nobody. You just need a push.
And you're the one to give it? Why?
Adrian recognized Mira's defenses. He knew how hard it was to let someone in, especially when you built walls to survive. But he also knew that walls kept out more than just pain. They kept out opportunity.
Call it paying it forward, but there's a condition.
Of course there is. What?
6 habits. Follow them, and I promise things will change.
Mira wasn't convinced. 6 habits sounded like the kind of thing you read in self-help books. That never worked. But with nothing left to lose, she decided to give it a shot.
Fine. What do I have to lose?
The next morning, Adrian places a blank notebook and a pen on the kitchen table.
First habit, start small. Draw one line every day.
A line? Seriously? That's it?
Small steps lead to big change. You'll see.
The first habit was deceptively simple. Start small. Adrian knew from experience that big changes began with small, consistent actions. A few days later, Adrian saw Mira completing several paintings. At first, she rolled her eyes at the idea, but as the pages of her notebook filled, Mira realized something was shifting, not just in her art, but in herself.
Told you.
Don't get cocky.
Adrian hands Mira a glass jar and sticky notes.
Second habit, gratitude. Write down one thing you're thankful for every morning.
Gratitude? For what? Being broke?
Gratitude isn't about ignoring the bad. It's about seeing the good.
The second habit was gratitude. Finding light, no matter how small, even in the darkest days. Mira didn't think she had much to be thankful for. But as the days passed, she began to notice the little things. The warmth of tea, the kindness of a stranger, the spark of hope. Soon, the jar was brimming with colorful notes, each one a reflection of Mira's journey. One evening, as Mira and Adrian sat together, lost in an easy conversation, Mira glanced at the jar. Her fingers fidgeted slightly, and after a moment of hesitation, she spoke, her voice soft and shy.
You know, I wrote something in there about you.
Oh, should I be worried?
No, it's just, I've never had someone believe in me the way you do. Today, I wrote that I'm grateful for you.
Mira, you don't know how much that means to me. But for the record, I'm the one who's grateful. You've reminded me what it's like to start fresh, to dream all over again.
Well, don't let it go to your head.
Too late.
They share a quiet laugh, the connection between them deepening with every unspoken word. One morning, Adrian saw Mira eating a candy for breakfast and handed Mira a plate of food, urging her to rest and recharge.
Third habit, prioritize energy. Sleep well, eat well, and move.
I don't have time for all that.
No excuses.
The third habit focused on energy. Adrian believed that time wasn't the problem. It was how you used it. As Mira's energy grew, so did her ability to create, to dream, to move forward. The fourth habit was the hardest, embracing discomfort. Fear was an old friend to Mira, and stepping into the unknown felt impossible. Adrian arranges for Mira to display her work at a small gallery. She paces nervously backstage.
What if they hate it?
Then you'll know you tried. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone.
But with Adrian's encouragement, she took the leap. And for the first time, she saw what it felt like to succeed. Night after night, the gallery buzzed with excitement as Mira's art caught the attention of more and more people. Her pieces, once unseen and undervalued, now drew admiration and eager buyers. Word spread quickly. Her work was raw, emotive, and utterly unique. Each sale brought not just income but validation, a spark reigniting the confidence she thought she'd lost forever. In what felt like no time, Mira's name began to carry weight in the art world, whispered with admiration and respect. What once seemed impossible was now her reality.
I did it.
I never doubted you.
The fifth habit was connection. Adrian knew that the people you surround yourself with can either lift you or hold you down.
What's next?
Fifth habit, surround yourself with people who inspire you.
I don't fit in there.
You belong more than you think.
Mira found not just mentors but friends, people who believed in her as much as Adrian did. The sixth habit tied everything together, reflection. Adrian taught Mira that every action was a lesson, every step forward an opportunity to grow.
This week, I sold my 100th piece. Next week, I'll try new styles.
Reflection turns actions into lessons. You're unstoppable now.
You're just full of wisdom, aren't you?
Only for you.
Mira had come a long way from the rain-soaked bench. Her talent, once hidden, was now celebrated.
You're incredible.
Thanks to you.
No, thanks to you.
Adrian, why did you help me?
For Adrian, helping Mira wasn't about charity. It was about seeing her shine. For Mira, Adrian wasn't just a mentor. He was the spark that reignited her flame.
Because I could not help you. And because I've fallen for you.
You're not the only one.
But it wasn't just the art. It was the connection they had built, the trust, the care. Habits had transformed Mira's life, but so had love. Together, they proved that change begins with small steps and the right person by your side.